It goes by quick. In a snap of a finger, you can go from your freshman to your senior year. So definitely, for anybody out there watching, definitely take advantage of it and have fun with it because it can go by just like that. But yeah, it's fun. I've had a fun journey so far, and I got one more season here. And, we're gonna make the best of it.
What are your expectations for this season? I know you guys lost Josh. How do you need to step up for this defense?
We're just going to build off what we did last year, and take the players of what we got, and just build something that nobody's really seen before here. So you may think that we had a really good defense last year. Can we replicate that? And so that's what our challenge is here in this camp. That's what our challenge is here throughout the whole season. Prediction-wise, I can't predict anything, but I can say that this defense's goal is to be the most feared defense in the country. So that's our goal.
How are you liking being in the leadership role?
It's good. I think I'm built for this kind of role. I think that the way I go about things and the way I handle myself and how I try to direct, some things within the facility, I just try to do my best, and I get a lot of input, from other players. It's just not me out here just trying to bark orders left and right here and there. I want their input. What can I do better? How do you guys feel about this? That's the type of leadership I bring to the table, not the type of leadership of, hey, we're going to do this way, or that way. If it's like my way or the highway type leadership, I ain't like that. So for me to have this role, it's a big role, it's a big responsibility, but I got big shoulders for it.
With the younger secondary, how can the front seven kind of help them out, especially early on, until they can kind of get the feet under them and kind of get in the game?
Well, one thing we always say is, the rush complements the pass coverage, and the pass coverage complements the rush. So it all starts up front, and our front seven guys, I think, are some of the best returning, in the SEC. So for us, we have to hone in on our gaps, we have to hone in on our responsibilities and our pressures, to get some pressure on the quarterback, so he don't have all time to stand back there and pick our secondary apart, which he wouldn't. I'm just saying we just can't give him enough time back there to get his looks and keys.
He's talking about the brotherhood. One of your brothers fought through with cancer last year, and he's back out there on the field. What's that mean to you to see him back out there?
It's probably one of the best feelings you can have. To have a teammate go through some trials and tribulations like Josh did, and to see the kind of character he maintained throughout that tough time, and to see to him come out and just be how resilient he was through treatment, how resilient he is through workouts, comes in every day with a smile on his face. And, he could have a lot to not smile about, but he chooses, to have a good day each and every day. And he chooses to come in with the right attitude, chooses to come in and say, hey, I might have some things going on in my life right now, but the one thing I can control is my attitude. So with him, with that smile on his face, just uplifts everybody. And to have him back there on his field with us, it's good to have our brother back with us, so we're ready to ball with him.
Kash, obviously you're not the defensive coordinator, but in your mind after spring practice, what do you think was the biggest thing as a defense you guys just really need to improve on to get ready for this year?
We just got to be consistent and try to practice consistent. You can't have days where you're on and you can have days where you're completely off. So for us, I think it's just about getting in our playbook and making sure every guy from the secondary to the D-line to know their job in each and every play and each and every responsibility they got, each and every check call. It's the little things. If you do the little things right, big picture things will come. So for us, it's just little things we got to get cleaned up.
One of the things Coach said today is he don't want to go back. He wants you all to keep moving forward. How do you all keep moving forward after last season?
Just keep doing what we're doing and keep believing in what Coach Stoops has given us. He just telling us yesterday, he gives us the medicine. It's our job to take it. And so we got to listen to what him and his staff tells us. And, for the 2 hours or so many hours we're on the practice field, we got to bust each and every play, and then while we're in the meeting room, we got to be, straight up, laser focused through walkthrough, through interviews, through practice, through every part of this camp. If we expect to be back to where we were last year, if not better.
As a younger defender, you're taught to fly around and hit somebody. But with these younger guys who are athletic coming in, they have to realize that, you want to fly around, but you got to fly around the right place.
Right.
How do you teach that to some of these younger guys that are freak athletes and kind of dependent on that?
Well, there's a lot of kids, that come up and they depend on their athletic ability alone. And, if they weren't athletic, they wouldn't be here. But, for somebody to come in that's actually really athletic and just to teach them, the college fundamentals of things, that we break down on this backside hip, not that hip. This is how we reach for, on a backside pass rush move. It's little things like that you just work with a young guy to take his game from that level to that level. And you know, I'm really looking forward to working with a lot of young guys, especially on the pass rush stuff. You know, Josh did pass down his pass rushing ability to me, so I'm very looking forward to getting after some offensive tackles this year.
Obviously, you can't replace a guy like Josh, but how do you all replace that production?
You know, I think what we do with that is that we believe in Coach White and what he's doing with our defense and the adjustments that he has done with our calls we have so far. I mean, let's face it. Last year, you know, our defense was built around Josh, and rightfully so. Look what the guy did, and look at what kind of athlete he is. So when you take a guy like that out of the equation, you know, you got to say, well, how can we, you know, have the same kind of defense but rush from different positions? And so what Coach White is doing is taking our defense, making some tweaks to it to where we're not relying on a jack rush or an outside linebacker rush each and every single time, you know, get pressure on the quarterback. So it's almost like an offense running 3 different plays out of the same formation, or out of 3 same plays out of the different formations. So what we're going to be doing is kind of the same thing, kind of running around here and there, mixing things up, and you know, seeing if we can't get back to the quarterback, not just from an outside backer position.
You hear people talk about you all. You hear so much about what you
Somebody's
guys
behind me,
lost.
ain't they?
Yeah, of course.
I can tell. I just feel it. That's that provision. What's that called?
Eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But everybody focuses on what you guys lost and not on what you guys have coming back. Does it get frustrating at all when you hear that?
I mean, yeah, it does. You know, from a personal standpoint, just because you're tired of hearing it, and but at the end of the day, you know, people are going to say what they want, and you know, it's up to us to go out and work and prove everybody wrong.
What's more irritating, that or your guys standing behind you?
No, these guys are standing right here with me all they want to, man. I love those guys.
Day one, baby, catch up.